Welcome to my shop. Today my project of last week is a little different, as I had some trouble with my camera and lost about, well, more than half of the footage, and actually I couldn't get this footage together into something which might make sense as a build video. So this week I'll just describe you how I made this baseball bat. Well, the baseball bat had been done half a year ago, I guess, and I couldn't decide to actually engrave the names my friend asked for, and now I found the faith to engrave this, and I made this floating board here to display this decorative baseball bat. So follow me along and I'll explain what I did, and hopefully this will make sense for you. Everything started as I turned this baseball bat here out of, well, this is dark red Meranti, and this is actually a piece from the door my sister gave to me, and I don't know what this is, but they used a laminated piece with some lighter secondary wood inside, and it looks pretty nice. Pretty straightforward, spindle turning, nothing complicated. You just have to get the shape of a baseball bat, the basic shape of a baseball bat, and transform that into a smaller piece, like this is a baseball bat just for display. As my friend asked me to engrave the names of both of his sons, I had been in a little trouble. Well, I turned that bat half a year ago, as I mentioned before, and I couldn't decide how to engrave these names. Okay, I hope you can see that, but these are engraved and inlaid with some wood filler, contrasting wood filler, and just sanded it smooth, and the bat is finished with some shellac in the end. So how did I make this? And I hope I still have some footage. I printed out the name mirror-wise on the back side of some self-adhesive paper for a laser printer. You can get special paper, but this works as well if you don't have too much color on it. Then I ironed it on, and with the baseball bat still in between center, because I left these the two ends of it on the bat, I could go ahead by locking the headstock. Well, on my machine I just used a wrench and locked the headstock this way. And with a rotary tool I engraved these letters, which had been transferred previously by the toner transfer. Then I filled this up with some wood filler. I actually added a little color to the wood filler to give the contrasting result, sanded it down, and finished the bat by sanding down to 600 grit, and the final coat is shellac on this one. Now for the board to display the bat. Well, actually you just need two hooks, which are these two, and something where the hooks are mounted to. I decided to go to the shape of one of these flags or banners or whatever you call them, and after I lined out the shape on the board I had, I I used the bandsaw and cut away cut out this shape. These round corners, these round inside corners here on the wings, or whatever you want to call them, are a reason because I use a router on the end. So I'll get you a little closer with that one, and I'll show you what I made with it. Okay, so here you might see, and I hope you can see that, the top surface of the wing part is chamfered by 45 degrees, and I use the router in the router table to chamfer all the edges all around. That's the reason for the radius here. As the router got this ball bearing on top, it has to ride somewhere, and you can't go into a tight corner with it, otherwise you'll have a different shape of chamfer in this edge. The brackets, or whatever you call them, are shaped, or I just drilled out a hole the diameter of where the bed should go. This place over here, the top, and a smaller one for the bottom. Shaped this into a nice shape. Nothing fancy, nothing special. And other than the board, I rounded over the edges, all of the edges, because, well, in this way you've got two optical scene, two different pieces, but they work the same. Well, the backboard with the hard and crisp chamfer of 45 degrees, and these well, brackets holding the round baseball bat, giving the contrast in the actually design of the edges. Okay, you can get this, or you can take this as is and just mount it to a wall, but I wanted to have this one floating. So on the next step, I routed a recess in the back here all the way around, and this gives the actual board, takes the actual board off the wall. In order to enhance that, and that you can see the actual base which is mounted, I painted the recess with some black color, just to get the potential light which might reflect from this point away. In this way, when you mount that to the wall, and I made these mounting things here by myself by actually cutting away a notch inside a washer, drilled 2 holes, and this is recessed in the back of the board. So you can go ahead, have some screws into your wall, and just get this on top of the screws to hold it. So actually the board sits flush with the wall here in the back, and there is nothing can go in between the board and the wall. But on optical, you see this over here. When the light changes, this looks like it is floating. So in the end, I've got this piece here, and the baseball bat can be displayed, and this is a nice feature for a wall if somebody wants to have something on display. So the special thing about this is that everything is floating away from the wall. Although this might look a little heavy, it's, well, the optical shape is lighter than the actual weight of it. So thank you very much for being along with me, and I hope I answered everything related to this project. And I'm curious about my camera equipment, whether it will work better now as I try to fix something. And well, I see on this footage now, well, the camera was the first thing, my air compressor was the second thing, but there is no time for ranting at the moment. I actually got one spare part for the compressor, but I have to get the answer from the one where I got it from, whether I could mention him or not. Nevertheless, with that said, I thank you very much. I thank everyone for their support and comments on my channel, and I encourage you to leave a note down there whether you like this, well, new format, although by accident, or whether you like to see me doing some stuff other than just explaining a design I made. So with that said, it's for this week. Up to next week with greetings from good old Germany, your Peter Freitag. Thank God it's Friday.